Monty was brought in, I believe, because his owners were moving and weren't able to take him along with them. I think when we first met Monty, on sort of appearance-wise, he was pretty overweight. He was a really, really chunky Labrador with quite a lot of weight to lose. He was a bit like a bull in a china shop in that he was just all over the show, wanted to meet everyone, wanted to do everything. I don't think it really hit home until he was in his kennel, and then he was pretty sad, unfortunately. He would just sort of sit there at the bars watching everyone pass, watching all day. I think it's always really hard for us seeing dogs in kennels, particularly if you're looking at like an older dog who's been in a home their whole life. It is really sad to think that they can't understand why they're here, what's happening. They're just sort of going with it. So for an older boy like him, it was really hard to see him in his kennel, see him struggling. I mean, his main thing for us we needed to work on was getting him on like a weight loss program. Having all that extra weight was affecting his joints and stuff like that, and obviously as they get older that can be a bit of an issue anyway for Labradors. So for his weight loss plan, we put him on a special diet, like a calorie controlled diet, and tried to limit his treats, which was a little bit tricky because we're doing some training with him as well, so we had to sort of factor his treat allowance into his daily food. And yeah, I think for a dog like him, he was a typical Labrador. He would have eaten anything, so it was quite hard to keep him on track and keep him moving and exercising and also eating the food that he needed. He recovered really well. He was still pretty sad in his kennel, so we did look at getting him into a foster home where he could just have a little bit more time, a little bit more one-on-one time, which he definitely appreciated. He went on foster with a member of staff actually, so she was able to take him home, had him for quite a while we were sort of looking into his behaviours and getting him ready to find a new home. And I think he was just a big couch potato at home, a proper soft, goofy Labrador who just wanted to be with you all the time. He made massive progress in his weight loss. He looked really good when we rehomed him. He was a different dog. He still had a little bit to lose, but you could see a massive change in him. I think in the way he behaved as well. He seemed like he was much lighter on his feet, much more agile, much more, I think, just interested in the world and in getting out there. So yeah, it definitely helped him. I think anytime you'd see him, you couldn't really help but smile because he always had a little wagging tail and a big smile on his face. He was one of those dogs who just like fills up a room with his personality and his size, I guess, in some ways. And yeah, he just had this like infectious spirit and energy that was really lovely to work with. He was lucky enough to find a really lovely home. I think they were quite taken with him. It was really hard not to be when you met him because he really did sell himself perfectly. In the home, he's absolutely perfect, as we knew he would be. He's the perfect companion.